hello. Hello. Welcome
Hi.
back to another episode of The Wild Ways. Okay, so before we begin, I want to tell you, you out there, not you, Jenna, because Jenna is in on this with me. So we got everything set up so pretty. And then we started the recording and I went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bang, 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 bang. Yes, that's right. They're installing AC upstairs because Rishikesh right now is 100 to 110 degrees and it's going to be like that for the next month. So I said, Jenna is too beautiful and ready. She's in Crete right now and we should do it anyway. So if you hear banging in the background, welcome to Cross the Globe podcasting. So, let me tell you about this beautiful woman. Jenna and I have been friends for many years. We met in Costa Rica, and I love how her life has been just one long love of plants and ingredients and yeah, so some of the things I know. She started working on farms when she was younger, and that's where she learned kind of like the farm to table practices, but also that's where she studied herbalism. And then she worked for Backroads, which she was a guide. So she took people all over the world, like literally, like on hikes, on climbs, on bicycles, and like my younger self would have just like I actually applied for Backroads, they didn't take me, but they took you, and lucky them. And so that really gave her like a wide repertoire of knowing different ingredients, different culinary practices. But it wasn't until 2020 that she gathered all that knowledge that she had collected and she decided to fully dedicate herself to nourishing the people, body, mind, and soul. And so today I invited her to talk about Damiana, or I invited her on the podcast and she's like, "Oh, can I talk about Damiana?" That's more how it went.
Yeah.
So welcome, Jenna.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I just feel like this podcast is my cup of tea, literally, my cup of herbal tea, because this is how we move into the wild ways is this is one way to commune with nature is through what we eat, what we drink. So, thank you.
Yeah, and you do a lot of like elixirs and herbal
Yes.
infusion, and you cook for retreats, and you have pop-up events, and you even counsel people, right? Like in nutrition and how to nourish their body.
Yes. Yes.
So let's start at the beginning. How did it all start for you? This love of food, this love of ingredients, this love of plants.
Yeah. But this goes way back to when I was like 5 years old. I remember going over to my best friend at the time's house. His mother and my mother were best friends, and he had this little area of rocks, and it was like the perfect outdoor kitchen. And so I would go and gather like twigs and leaves and mud and make mud pies and all of this food and like serve it to him and all the imaginary friends. And it was like, I was so happy and I could just, I was creative and using nature. And I was like, this is the best kitchen. I'm the best cook. And so it's just funny that like that's what I'm literally doing now. I'm going out into nature, gathering a lot of the ingredients and bringing it to people. And much of the time, people are like, whoa, I never used this before. I didn't know you could do that with this plant. And so it's just using what nature is giving us. And I love cooking outdoors. Like, those are my favorite kitchens a lot of the time, are the kitchens that are like just rustic, like using the fire, using a Dutch oven, um, just being outside all the time. In fact, I was just out in a canyon today, just like in the wild water and with all of these rocks, like scaling these rocks. It was like one of those hikes. It's not really a hike, like an amphibious hike where you're like in water and out of water. And I'm like, this is where I feel at home. Like this is it. This is all I want to be doing. And of course, there were some amazing plants growing up there too.
We're in Crete
I'm in
right now,
Crete
right?
right
With like
now.
amazing
Yes.
ingredients all around.
Yes. Yeah. It is like
What
so special.
what what kind of plant friends are you finding? What are you cooking
So
with
what I'm
in
cooking
your
with
outdoor
here,
kitchen?
and it makes me so incredibly happy to see everyone out and about gathering what they call horta. And horta is like any wild green, and then you steam it with olive oil and lemon and salt, and that's all you need to do to it. So horta can be dandelion greens. There's another wild green that's a little spiky here that's called stamnagati. And right now is like when all of the horta is like perfect to gather. So I've been using mainly dandelion greens and poppy greens when they're young. You can use those in your horta. So those two for eating. And then I've been also gathering a lot of olive leaf to make this longevity tincture that I love to make, and helichrysum, which I'm infusing in oil because it's so great for our skin. And rock rose is another one. So, um,
Wow.
yes,
Tell me about the olive leaves. I've never heard that
yes.
before.
So I heard about this from my favorite olive oil producer here. They grow organic beautiful olives, and they use an old school like stone press. And she says that her father, who is like 92 years old, still out working harvesting the olives, every day he drinks a um olive leaf tea. And I was like, whoa, olive leaf tea, I didn't know you could drink the leaves. And I started researching it, and yes, it is a plant of longevity for sure. It has a ton of antioxidants.
Wow.
It has a lot of compounds that are anti-cancer. Um, and it's, you think about the olive tree, and I mean, here in Crete, there are some of the oldest olive trees in the world. They're like thousands of years old, and they still produce fruit. So it's really, you think about the way that the tree grows, it's an old tree. And so it helps with aging for sure. And that's um the leaf that we know, the olive oil is so great for us, but the olive leaf are just another powerhouse of antioxidants and all of these beautiful
Mm.
compounds. So I'll be making a tincture with that. And yeah, just this land is so full of medicine too. And again, I've been here for about a week, and now it's like all of the plants are really speaking to me. um So yeah, it's so special.
I remember you saying, we had this conversation where you were saying people think of plant medicine as ayahuasca or, the big ones, wachuma, ayahuasca, and such. But you were saying that plant medicine is everywhere, all around us. And
Yes.
we're walking through it all the time and we don't even know. And I mean, that's definitely, I would not have guessed.
Yeah. I mean, I love the approach. And for me, it's like my way of working with plants are like the more subtle energies. So I love working with plants where it's like it takes time. We're so used to this lifestyle of like, you take one pill and boom, it's going to make a huge difference. Or you go to a plant medicine ceremony and boom, it's going to just like blast you off, and you're going to feel everything, and it's going to just, it's intense, right? And I'm not like, I'm all blessed that medicine. And it's like these more subtle medicines of plants where it builds over time. You have to really slow down and build the relationship with it. And over time, it absolutely works on your nervous system, on your cellular growth, your mindset. It takes time, which is like any beautiful relationship. So yeah, I really love
Mm.
that.
Yeah. So when you come to a new place, like how do you meet the
Mm,
friends of that place?
yeah.
How do you know? I mean, like earlier you said you researched it, but I think with Damiana you just sat next to her originally, right?
Yes. Yes. And it's a little bit of both. It's like the first time I heard about Damiana, I read about it in a book and I was like, "Ooh, Damiana, that's an interesting plant." So it's like it's my research is based on books, on other herbalists that I like to work with. Um, and then, yes, of course, like spending time with the plant myself and creating different ways of using the plant, like teas and tinctures and in food. And of course, like number one, listening to the plant, building that relationship. So, yes, with Damiana, I've been working with her now and really getting to know that plant for like the last 5 years since I've been going to Baja, which is where she is endemic to, where she is from and grows wild. Um, so yeah, I was in Baja this past winter and just had so many more beautiful times getting to know her and um now that I know her, it's like she is everywhere. When I'm there, it's like I'll be on a bike ride or on a hike, and it's just like, boom, she's right there on my path. And so, of course, I'm going to stop and like sit with her and listen. And that's been a practice that just comes with time and patience and tuning into it and slowing down, number one, because it is, like anytime we're using our intuition, it just takes time to like keep tuning into that. The plants speak, the plant talk. But yeah, as we know,
How
we're all,
how do you hear it?
for me, it is a um it's like a felt sense. It's just like a knowing. It's like a heart connection for sure. It's not from the mind. It's definitely coming through the heart space. And so I often,
So it's more like a feeling
yes,
that you have that
yes.
this plant. And can you do this with people too, or is it specific to plants?
For me, specific to plants. Yeah. Yeah. Um, oh yeah. It's been such a practice to tune into that. I remember the first time that I felt a plant was I could feel its energy, like it's heat in my hand. And this was probably like 8 years ago when I was really getting into medicine making and using different plants. And it was even a dried plant. It wasn't even like a living plant, but I remember holding it in my hand and I could feel the heat from it. I think it was like um Angelica root or something like that. And I was like, wow, okay, I can feel your heat warming energy. And so it's like ever since then, it's like just asking, slowing down, and receiving that answer, which is so important anytime we're working with plants in the wild and we're gathering them. And because we want to like ask for permission and give gratitude back. And it that's what starts it. It's like you start talking to the plants, they will definitely begin speaking back to you. But it just
Mhm.
takes that awareness, right? And slowing down and yeah, deciphering.
So so they all have their different personalities.
Yes.
How would you like if you were introduced, like we're hanging out and you're like, oh, here's my friend
Mm.
Damiana, and she's how would you describe her? What is she like?
Damiana she is, for me, it's like she's graceful strength. She is so resilient. She's so strong. I mean, think about where she grows in the desert, so much sun, but she's like, yeah, I don't need water. I'm good. Like, so resilient. And at the same time, she's like this graceful, um, fluid. Like, there's so much water to her actually, and working with her, like, I feel like she's making my nervous system more supple and nourishing my nervous system, and she's moving the liquid and fluids and circulation throughout my body, you know, being an aphrodisiac, that's what that means. um and it's like for me, it's like the nervous system piece is huge. So it's like you just feel at ease with her, and she helps you digest any experiences that you're like, oof, this feels heavy. Can I move through this? And she was like, yes, you can. Let me help you. Let's digest that, move it out, detoxify it gently. Also, really helping with grief. She's a lung supporter. You know, lungs are where we hold a lot of grief, and she's very supportive in moving that in and out of our bodies. So holding on to like grief where we're just like, oh, this is really hard. My heart is breaking. She's like, I got you. Let's move it out. I mean, I love drinking a cup of her, like with cacao, actually. She's a beautiful partner with cacao. So her and cacao together, and then like just dancing and moving my body. And it's just like, oh, bliss. Like those two plants together are just like, let's move.
How do you make the tea? Do you pluck the flowers? What is the process?
Yeah. So with the tea, using her leaves, her dried leaves or fresh.
The leaves, not the flower.
Not the flower. Her flowers only blossom. They're these beautiful, tiny, little, gentle, juicy yellow flowers that are really in bloom for about 2 months. And then it gets too dry, and it's mainly her leaves that we use. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm. Her flowers are great to make a little flower essence, or you can dry those and use those in the tea as well. But they're just such a short-lived flower that the leaves are what, yeah, are mainly used.
You talked about making elixirs. How do you make an elixir?
Whew, the plants tell me. I feel like I really,
Really?
it's
Wow.
like I don't make a lot of the same elixirs twice because it depends on what I'm making the elixir for, who I'm making the elixir for, the astrological weather, and the plants that are like, we need to be used. Please use us. And so it's like it's a whole process of maybe it's steeping some of the plants in red wine, depending, like if I'm here in Crete, the plants love that because the wine here is so clean and pure. And so I'll steep a lot of the plants in red wine and honey, strain that, and then add that to an herbal tea, and then add that to a sparkling water with honey and sour cherry juice. That might be an elixir here in Crete. So it's kind of like wherever I'm at, different elixirs come online. But a lot of the time it is using an herbal infusion, an herbal syrup, a little bit of a tincture. Yeah.
So when you get to a place like you're in Crete right
Mhm.
now, and let's say, or like when you're in Baja, do you make an elixir of the Damiana so that you can carry her with her? Like you were just in France for a
Yes.
retreat, and now you're in Crete. Like, do you have like a giant suitcase with
Yes.
like a little arsenal of plant
Yes, I
friends?
do. Yes, I do. I've been collecting a lot of cotton bags, or pillowcases work great because oftentimes I'll have to dry them out really quickly to take them to the next place. So right now, I've been gathering, so for example, when I came from Mexico to France, I brought a lot of the Damiana with me. So either in paper bags, or these cotton bags. And then when I get to where I'm at, I'll put them in a jar. And I'm still carrying some of the Damiana back to the US when I go back next week. So just to make it.
So you have jars in your suitcase.
I don't have jars. I
Okay.
use jars for when I like arrive to a place, but while I'm en route in traveling, I'm using either a lot of cotton bags, pillowcases, cotton bags. paper bags if I absolutely need to, which isn't great because over time, you know, the plants you lose their aromatic power. And so that's not ideal. It works great for when you're traveling, but then like we want to put them in glass jars as soon as possible to lock in their medicine. So
Mhm.
yeah.
And you also live in a van. So I'm fascinated. I have a little bit of this, like I'm a Virgo with a Sag moon, and I always have this like, I want to grow my own plants and care for the land while living in the truck and
Yes.
traveling the world, and
Yes.
and it's always this like, I want my bag as small as possible, but I need to bring all my plant
I
friends with me.
know that is the challenge, right? Yeah. But yeah, my bag is getting
Um,
bigger and bigger. It's gonna be a mini apothecary flying back to the US. So they better let me through. No, they will. I've actually never had an issue with all these plants that I travel with. Never
Good.
been a big deal. So knock on wood. I'm bringing these back to the States with me.
So earlier you were talking about, okay, so when I tell people that I'm going to interview a woman who's in love with Damiana, always the first thing is like the aphrodisiac. They don't know about the nerve calming. They don't know about her beauty or about her grace. No, it's the aphrodisiac.
Yes.
So how did she get that reputation? And is it well deserved? And is it unfair to just classify her
Yeah.
so
I mean,
strictly?
I feel like that's the case with so many plants, and that is, you know, the usual allopathic way of medicine. Like this is good for that. Take this for that, which is again, it's like you're boxing in these plants and there there's so much more to so many of the plants. Like yes, she is an aphrodisiac. Um and a lot of times what comes to people's minds when you say that word is like, oh, so she's going to like make you want to get intimate or like turn you on. And yes, that is a thing, but really an aphrodisiac, it just means it's getting the circulation in your body flowing, like it's heating up your body a little bit and getting the blood flowing. And also it is huge with the nervous system because an aphrodisiac not only gets the circulation going, but she's like opening you up to receive more pleasure, which is part of your nervous system to feel that safety and that opening to receive. And in that, you need to let your nervous system relax and release and stop trying to control everything and getting out of your mind, which is another huge thing that I feel Damiana does is like she just brings that energy from your head down into your body, which again is another reason why like her and Cacao together, they're just like in the body, move the body, flow, like relaxation. It's so easy to move and dance with the two of those. So yeah, it's like those words, aphrodisiac, it's like there is a whole ocean of meaning behind that word too, just like there is an ocean of benefits for each of these plants. And I'm just really inspired in Greece right now because the Greek language to me is so poetic and it's just making me realize the etymology of words, right? Where it's like we say this one word and we're like, "Oh, it means this." And really there's so much more behind it. And that's how the Greek language is. It's like, oh, it's so poetic and there's so much meaning behind it. So plants are that too. They are like such an ocean of what they bring us and what they do and how we work with them, you know? It's like just
Did did you ever diet her like in I mean, I know you I know that everything you do tends to be ceremonial, but in a like dedicated ceremony where you committed to her for a number
yes.
of days or weeks or months, have
Yeah.
you dieted
Yes.
her?
When I was in Baja, I did it for 2 years in a row when I was there. It just felt so right to spend a whole moon cycle from one new moon to the other new moon, drinking her tea every day, eating a very like simple diet, cutting out any other like big plant medicines, you know, so I could really just tune into her, writing her every day, speaking to her, and
Writing,
mhm,
writing
yeah,
to her.
yeah,
Dear
yeah,
Damiana, today,
yes,
like that.
yeah. And again, like
I love
it
this.
was, yeah, you know, writing like devotional love letters to her. Um, it was powerful. It was really, really powerful. And again, it just like deepened my connection, feeling how she was the changes that I was experiencing in my own body with using her and spending that time with her. So, and I've done that with other plants
And what
too, you know, and it's very seasonal for me. It's like I've done it with rosemary, which is very purifying. Be prepared to like a lot of l- lessons will come up like working with rosemary. She's a plant of remembrance, right? And so like so much was coming up that needed to be looked at and purified from my system. And that was really great to work with rosemary like in the winter when I needed some more like enlivening my spirit, and I had the time to like look at these things in my life. So yeah, I feel like working with plants in that way is really incredible and really, really does foster that relationship building. And with that time, a whole moon cycle is a beautiful time to really connect. And yeah, in devotion, of course.
so when you were in devotion with
Mhm.
Damiana, after the moon cycle, what were some of the biggest changes you saw from this practice?
Again, my nervous system, it was like stressors that would come into my life that normally I would get a little bit spun out, feel overwhelmed by, get really frazzled by, reactive, overreactive sometimes. And it was like the stressors would come in and I would feel so in my body, just like, oh, okay. Like watching it pass by like a cloud. And it's like, instead of getting overreactive, it was like, okay, I
Mm.
see how I'm going to approach this. It was like a slowing down of the stressors and like an awareness within myself and my system to approach whatever it was that was like, you know,
Mm.
coming in that felt like it could have been an overwhelming thing before. So that is like the biggest difference. And also, I've read another herbalist, this woman Adriana Ayales, who's out of Costa Rica, and she has this beautiful card deck, like I don't know if you've seen them. They're like a card, like a, you know, you take a card and these different plants, and she goes into the astrology with it. But Damiana, for her, she
Mm.
speaks to it being the plant of the beloved and like finding that divine union within yourself and like feeling so much love for yourself. And yes, that is another thing that really came through. There's this deep love for myself and for my body. And so I felt like my senses too were so heightened. Like it was just like this awareness of all of my senses. So those are a few gifts that came through after being with her for a month. Yeah.
You said she was good for overcoming grief.
Yes. Yes. That's what that
In what ways?
yeah.
Because is that because she soothes your nervous system? So as a side effect, if you are dealing with grief, she can help, or is it this extra?
That too. It's another compound that she strengthens your lungs. She helps. I mean, Damiana, you can smoke it as well. So a lot of people know Damiana by
The
smoking
leaf.
it. You can make a beautiful herbal blend. You can add her to your smoking blends, and she like helps dispel anything stuck in your lungs. Like I've smoked it before when I've had like a lung thing going on where it's like something stuck in there. I have a little bit of a cough. I want to clear it out. And so she is great for that, like paired with mullein and mugwort, just a relaxing like expectorant to just like get stuff out of your lungs. And so
Mm.
for grief, we can like hold on to grief in our lungs. A lot of people experience some maybe lung coughing or just like feeling a tight chest when you're going through a grief process. And yeah, by smoking it helps like loosen that up. And that definitely helped me this past winter when I was there a few months ago going through a really challenging breakup where it was just like really hard to let go of this relationship, and it was really hard. It was like opening my heart up in so many ways, and it was like, ugh. So I was sitting with her a lot, and I was also using her in a smoking blend at night, like as a little ritual. And it was so, so helpful. So yeah, that's a way that another gift that she brings is with that medicine.
Mm.
Yeah.
So if people want to work with her, but maybe they're not in Baja,
Mhm.
how would one find her? Like where?
Yes. So I
Yeah.
work with the farm there called Flor de Amor, and they grow her. And you can get, I believe they sell it online. You can definitely get it online. I also recommend going to your local apothecary. It's becoming more of a popular plant. And so they'll probably have it. Or you can always reach out to me because I have a big stash of it that I can also send people.
in in her suitcase.
Yeah,
You can contact her. She has a big
I
stash in
do.
her
I
suitcase.
do. Brought straight from the
She,
store.
she delivers.
Yeah.
She'll deliver, but only if you live someplace
Only
really
if you like, yeah,
beautiful.
exactly. It has to be really beautiful and wild. Yeah, I'll come deliver.
Mm. Ah, so lovely. So you're off. Speaking of beautiful place, you're off to next where? Where are you off to
Yes,
next?
after this, I'm going to the beautiful Roaring Fork Valley in Colorado, which I'll be for a lot of the summer, actually. And I'm really excited. It's going to be a new place for me. I cook for an herbal gathering there every summer, and it's just things are like lining up there where I'm like, okay, I'll go for this summer. Let's check it out. Let's drop in. Let's see what it feels like. So,
Mm.
yes.
How do you approach cooking for those retreats? I think you source most of the ingredients yourself. I mean, like you go, I know you go to farmers market, but you also harvest,
I
correct?
do. Yeah. So that's a huge thing. That's a huge excitement for me in the summertime is like being outside every morning and going and gathering the wild greens and making a huge batch of pesto or a huge batch of wild honey or syrups and different, drying the herbs that I can use in the food, and just processing them so I can use them in the recipes that I bring to retreats, and making a bunch of oils like green olive oil, infused olive oils, infused sea salts, things like that. Like mineral salts are huge. I've loved making those tinctures. Any way that I can like prolong them so I can, preserve them and bring them to use and weave in with the food for these retreats and events and things like that. Yeah.
Mhm. So do you tailor the ingredients to the type of retreats? Like if it's a active retreat, you're gonna find higher energetics to get them more into their body. If it's like a writer's retreat, you would do something else. Like what is the process?
Yes, for sure. And that is a huge part of it, of like what is needed from the food to really balance the retreat. Um so I find a lot of times overall, I just want the food to feel like mama's cooking. It's like it's slow food. It's been prepared with a lot of love. It's like nourishing. And it's also wild and colorful and vibrant. And a lot of time it is slow cooked and juicy. But definitely, I use the plants, like a lot of the medicinal plants, to really bolster and like, I call them botanical boosters for the retreats and whatever is happening in them. So, yeah, I feel like for a lot of the active retreats, using a lot of beets, since that helps with recovery and bringing oxygen to the blood and restoring the blood. That's one ingredient that I'm like, oh yeah, if you all are being active every day, let's bring a lot of beets in many different ways. Beet sauces, beet hummus, maybe a little borscht, beet soup. So yeah, that's one example, but I love making
Mm.
menus for retreats. It's like one of my favorite things, just being creative with that.
So, like, let's say somebody would want to be more mindful
Mm-hmm.
with how they, not just how they eat, because I think I'm actually going through something like that right now
Yeah.
where my acne, I'm in India. And it's like, oh my God, I love Indian food so
Yes.
much. And so I've been here for 6 months and my body is like, lady, we are done. And so it's
Yeah.
interesting that the things that you would consider very healthy, like salad is actually bad for me right now. Fresh fruit is actually bad for me
Mm-hmm.
right now. And it's such a dance,
Yes.
to find that balance where it's like, well, I still want to enjoy the food of the place where I am, but also I have to respect what my body is asking
Mm.
for. So, what would be like what is your piece of
Mm.
wisdom for people in general? When they approach the choice of
Yes.
ingredients, how do they balance what society tells you is healthy versus what maybe you need, and how would you
Yes,
know? Something
exactly.
like
And
that.
that right there, what you just said, you said, this is bad for me. This is good for me. It's like, well, yeah, it's releasing that programming that we have been hearing from so many numerous sources of like, this is healthy, that's not healthy. It's like, remember when like low fat, no fat was healthy? It's like, wow, we're constantly going through these dietary trends. And for me, I'm just like, it is so time to get back to our own bodies and our own food sovereignty and listening to our bodies. There's no right or wrong or good or bad. It's like there is your body, and each of us, it's not even what we eat, it's like how we receive it and how our bodies are digesting it. So it's like there's so much to be done. Um and then like tuning into how a certain food makes you feel, and it's like, yeah, fresh fruit is healthy, but if you're not feeling well after it, which can be bloating, which can be gassy, which can be, just not feeling like you're digesting it properly, then it's okay to take a break from it for a while. And that's the beautiful thing too. Our bodies are always changing, the seasons are always changing, so we can start introducing foods back in that maybe at one time we're not feeling great. So it is a constant dance, and just letting that be okay of like, this is where I'm at right now. um Trying a variety of different foods that are like, ooh, this one feels really good. And for me, it's like the number one thing is like, are we eating like a rainbow throughout the day? Like, are we getting different colors and textures? And does your food excite you too? And that's the beautiful thing about being in a new place. It's like trying new things and seeing what is really feeding you and what is like, ooh, that one doesn't feel so great to me right now. And that's okay. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. So how would somebody who maybe has never done this, they've followed the protocol of what's healthy and they've done their best. How would somebody learn to listen if they've never done it before? Because I know a lot of people, some of my best friend would be like, "Well, I'm really craving an Oreo right now, so that must be what I need."
Ooh, and that's the key of um yeah, listening to the craving of an Oreo or chocolate or pasta, like there's a deeper layer of what you really want, and it's not sugar. Our bodies don't actually want sugar. I mean, maybe sometime for energy, they want energy. That's why it's craving sugar. It wants that like boost. And so what's another way of giving your body energy? Hello. That's not hi. Yes. Oh, parita kulit. Yes, yo. That was
That
so
was
cute.
awesome.
Oh, I love it here. People are so good. Okay, I'm back on my question. So it's really about slowing down. Again, I say that a lot, but it is about slowing down. And when our bodies want sugar, it's usually because it wants energy. It's like maybe you're in that afternoon slump, or it's the end of the day and you're like, I just want something sweet. Well, it's trying to like balance out the other flavors that you've eaten, or it wants more energy for that afternoon slump. And so, what is another thing that you can give your body to give it a little energy boost, or to give it something sweet at the end of the day, but that is still actually like feeding your body beautifully? So like dates are great at the end of the day. They're super high in magnesium. They're going to fulfill that sugar craving, but they're also going to like help wind you down at the end of the day for a really great sleep with all of those minerals and magnesium. Whereas yeah, like in the
Interesting.
middle of the day when you're like that 3 p.m., like after lunch, afternoon slump where you're like, oh, I just want an Oreo, or I want a coffee, or I want chocolate. It's like that time of the day, it's probably because your body's actually dehydrated. And so try just drinking some water with lemon, or another beautiful tea or infusion that I love to drink when I have that energy slump is stinging nettle. It's really high in B vitamins, so it's going to give you a little boost of energy. And it's probably you're going to drink that and forget that you wanted something really sweet or an Oreo cookie. So it's like, again, it's a way we have to kind of train. I don't like the word train, but like we have to get deep into our bodies and beings and give it something else. It's like, oh, you want
Mm.
cookies right now? Well, let's try this. It's going to feed every cell of our body. And in an hour, we're going to feel so much more amazing than we would have if we would have eaten the cookies. And you know what? Sometimes eat a cookie, but don't, if you're going to be guilt ridden, then that's
And
not
enjoy
supportive.
it.
If you're going to enjoy that cookie like it's the best thing on the planet and your full pleasure and your whole body is like singing for it, then fuck yes, eat it.
Like,
Yeah, like
oh,
yeah, but
yes,
there's that
yes.
balance and that like
Mm.
yeah, for me it's usually
Yeah, probably drop the guilt before you drop the
absolutely.
cookie.
Yes.
I would
For me
say.
it's like, I mean, I can't like we were meeting, I wanted a coffee. I was like, "Ooh, maybe I'll stop and get a coffee." And I was like, "No, that's dehydrating. It's not going to serve me. It might disrupt my sleep later on." So I just made a cup of green tea, and it's like the best thing ever. I'm like, yeah, actually this is great. This is
Mm.
exactly what I wanted, really. But in the
Mm.
moment, it's like we think we want this thing, and it's usually the thing that's easy. We're addicted to it probably. Like we're addicted to sugar. We're addicted to coffee. But once we start feeding our bodies
Yeah.
something else and we feel the difference, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did I've been doing this thing at night. I put
Mm.
some dates, the raisins here are very, very long. The
Ooh.
grapes are very long. So I put cardamom, dates, raisins, I fill it with water and I set it on the counter. And in the morning when I make some oatmeal, I put the fruit
Oh,
on the oatmeal. But
yum.
that's not it. The water
Yum.
Oh my God. And then I put some rose petal, this like rose
See?
cardamom date juice in the morning.
Let
Oh
ourselves
my.
play with like these amazing ingredients that are coming right from nature. They're like bursting with minerals and that is it right there. Like the pleasure that we receive when we are eating food that we created, that your body wants, that you're like rejoicing when you eat it. It's like that is it. That is so it.
I rem I remember last time we talked and you were telling me about how you
Ah,
took an orange.
yeah.
And do you remember? Do you want to
I mean,
tell
I
us
can't
about the
stop
orange?
eating this. This is like my
I,
body is loving this right now. It's a fresh orange. You cut it into segments and then you put olive oil, sea salt, and fresh basil, and that is it. And it is like the most divine thing because my body is loving it right now. Like there's other times of the year my body I probably wouldn't love oranges. Like it's like, yeah, they're good, but right now it's like, oh, the oranges are just like my body loves it. So that's it. It's like when you know that your body is loving something, you know, like every cell is singing. You're like waking up to it. You're like eating it a little more slowly because you want to savor each bite. And so again, it's just, it's
Mhm.
play. Like we have to be open to pursuing food as play instead of like protocol and training and this is bad, this is good. Oh man, if I eat this, I'm going to be fat. It's like, no, we have to release all of that bullshit. Like that is all bullshit. So let's return to the pleasure. Let's return to the like, what brings us alive. Let's listen to, our cells. Our cells are always speaking to us. They're always alive and regenerating. And so when I kind of think of that when I'm eating something, or like making a decision, like, ooh, am I going to get this or that? It's like, what's making my cells dance for it? Yeah.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Beautiful, beautiful. So if you were to like, if since you're in Crete, the land
Mm.
of the gods, goddesses, and
Yes.
philosophers, if you could sum up like one sentence that people can take, like put in their pocket and have it change their life very
Ooh.
subtly, but definitely, what would
Ooh.
you say?
What's been feeling so alive as I've been on this island is that we are living on a garden planet. Like we are living in the Garden of Eden. Really, we are. Like, even if you're living in the middle of a city, there are still so much beauty and nourishment growing around you. And for me, it's like that is what I'm calling in for myself and for everyone is returning to the mother, returning to this garden that she is providing for us. She's constantly growing and giving, and when we bring that awareness into our daily lives on even just a simple walk, you can be anywhere in the world and go for a walk and notice what tree is growing, what plants are growing out of the sidewalk. It's like that is nourishment. Just maybe because you aren't eating it, you're still receiving the energy and the nourishment just by acknowledging it. And that just feels so good to me because for myself, I'm like, I just want to be on a garden. I want to live on a garden and on a farm and tend to the land. Like Maya, you were just saying that. And it's like, we live on this planet. So we are tending to the garden because we are here on this planet. Like we have to start seeing it like that. Like we are constantly tending to the land, no matter where we are at, no matter, if we're growing, producing the food, it doesn't matter. Like we are tending to the garden. So, yes, I will do my best to give back to the mother and nourish myself from her in every possible way. And just with so much gratitude for all that she gives us. And, you know, we're all connected and we are her.
That was beautiful. I
Thank you.
love that. I love that.
That's this island
Yeah,
inspiration.
I think it's coming. I think it's coming back also in the mind of
Mm,
people with, with the mission going to the moon. I think it's been a while that people have not looked at, oh yeah, that's right, we are a
right?
planet. We are one
Ecosystem. We're
thing.
one big
Yeah.
connected, thriving. Like this planet is thriving. Are you
Mm.
kidding me? Like, oh, it's bursting at the seams with lush, gorgeous, juicy abundance. Yeah.
I love it. Thank
Thank
you, Jenna. Thank
you.
you. Thank you for who you are. Thank you for all you do. The, thank you for how you tend
Thank
the
you.
garden.
You too.
Um, would you, like you have so many offerings. How can people
Mm.
benefit further from your wisdom? How can they reach you?
Yes.
How can they learn from
Yes.
you?
So my website is a great way to connect. I send out newsletters which have a lot of the events that I'm a part of, also my offerings which are being refined right now. It feels like this new season of spring and like all of the whew, so much happening astrologically. I feel like so much is like alive and like bursting. And so that's a great way is my website and my newsletter. But yes,
What is your
it's
website?
jenna-barnes.com. So yes, please get in touch with me
With
there
two N's.
with two N's, JENNA dash BARNES.com. My Instagram is Wyld Chef Jenna. Um, yes, please reach out. I love hearing from people. I love being of service in this way. I do nutrition counseling, which is you just received a little taste of it. Like, how can we just soften into our nourishments? Is what that is. So, yeah, I've been
Mm,
studying functional
mhm.
nutrition, which is beautiful because it is like digging to the roots of these health challenges that we're experiencing in so many different ways. So, yeah,
Beautiful.
thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Such an honor and something.
And yeah, and I wish you safe travels. I hope I see
I
you
hope
this
so
summer.
too.
And to all the listeners, stay tuned. There's many more plants in this
Woo!
garden we need to meet.
Yay to the garden. Mwah.
Mwah. Bye.
Bye.